So apparently today is the 5-year anniversary of Sunday Morning Western. Um, Now, obviously, there's been a lot of breaks in between, so I haven't actually watched a Sunday Morning Western every Sunday for 5 years. That would be insane if I'd managed to do that. Unfortunately, I didn't. But this is apparently the very first Sunday Morning Western was on July 24th, 2011, because I'm really good at bookkeeping. It was John Ford's, what was it? John Ford's Red River, I think? No, Rio Grande? Rio Bravo? That's Harold Hawks. It's John Ford. Hold on. I made a post earlier. It was John Ford's Fort Apache. Oh, yes. Fort Apache. So good. Okay. So, for today's Sunday Morning Western, I watched one of the films that are on TCM, obviously. Hashtag TCMHQ. We've been showing Westerns every Tuesday and Wednesday. So this Tuesday was Spaghetti Westerns, and I live tweeted The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. If you missed that, that's a shame. But this one, not quite a spaghetti Western, but basically shot in Spain. It's directed by Terence Young, who's British, and you probably remember him from James Bond films. It stars Charles Bronson as a outlaw robber dude. Alain Delon as the main villain, who's also an outlaw robber dude who backstabs, who basically abandons his partner Charles Bronson. Toshirō Mifune as the samurai guard of the ambassador to Japan, or from Japan, who has brought a katana is trying to bring a katana to Ulysses S. Grant. However, Alain Delon and Charles Bronson have robbed their train and Alain Delon has stolen the sword along with $250,000. And Ursula Andress as the love of Alain Delon's life and also a lady working in a whorehouse. So obviously this is a British director, American star, Japanese star, French star, Swiss star, also Capuchin for like a little bit, and Capuchin's amazing. She's pretty much, it's like these four and then Anne Capuchin underneath the title. It's like, why couldn't you put Capuchin up there? So it's like, it's billed as the first East meets West Western because it's like a samurai film, sort of like the samurai films that Kurosawa was doing, which were sort of like Japan's answer to the Western, but like brought into the Westerns. And then you have obviously like the Westerns that are remaking Kurosawa, and there's all these like layers. And then you've got this movie. It's not the greatest movie ever made. It's a little rocky in a few places. Charles Bronson is extremely charming. Extremely charming. He actually smiles at one point where I'm like, Charles Bronson can smile? What? Mifune is as good as you can expect from Mifune, which is always good. Like, he's one of those guys that even in a irate movie like this, he's giving his A game, and he's just so fucking good. Andress gets to do a lot of calling Bronson a son of a bitch, which is always fun. She's basically swearing and naked, or naked and swearing through the bulk of the film. It had me like sold for the most part until the last third of the film, because you've got like a good train robbery, and you've got betrayal, and you've got two dudes on the road trying to get revenge, and then you've got like the villain all in black with his horde of bad dudes who are relatively stupid, and he's fun. And you've got like the whorehouse and the saucy prostitutes, and it's great. And then we're in the 70s, right? So at this point, maybe stop having the overarching villains be Native Americans. That would be nice. But no. So instead of just a big old shootout between the four of them, they throw in these like evil Comanches, which is just like so regressive. Did they really need to throw in evil Comanches to like have the big finale, it lost me at that point, basically, because they were building up to just a really good sort of showdown, and that's really all you need. You don't need evil Comanches movie. But otherwise it was a great film up to that point, and then you're just like, damn it, movie, we're all rooting for you. So you can watch this on TCM for another couple of days. You can probably rent it. I think Tarantino shows it at the New Beverly every once in a while, so if you're in LA, keep a lookout for that. If you like Westerns and you like Mifune, this is definitely a film that you should check out. It's not as good as the best Westerns. It's not as good as the best that you can expect from Mifune, but really it's quite fun. And Alain Delon is really great as the villain. He's got that pretty boy, face, and then he just is so evil. So evil. So I recommend this. Basically, this is Terence Young's Red Sun from 1971. It's the first East meets West Western, and you should check it out.